guys, it's me, Liv, with my 15-week bump date. I'm feeling really good and it's really exciting. If you saw, we had our maternal fetal medicine doctor appointment and she was definitely not concerned at all about our MTHFR gene mutation, which is pretty common. They know that they don't know everything about it all, but she said that, in a lot of the studies that have been done, so many people are walking around with that gene mutation and don't even know it and have no issues. So the likelihood of it affecting or being the factor affecting pregnancy is unlikely. But for my peace of mind, she's having me stay on it for at least up until viability, which I was really appreciative of. So that helped ease my mind a little bit so that I'm not stressed about what's going to happen with that. I also, seeing the baby and seeing how good he was doing and how active and how he's actually measuring ahead, all those kinds of things have helped me just feel a lot more secure. Obviously, there's always risks, but at this point in time, those risks are much lower than they have been in the past, and we've allowed ourselves to sort of get a little bit more excited than maybe we have been up to this point. So I know this is something that I've talked about in a lot of my videos, but again, going through infertility, it's very difficult to believe that your body's going to do what it needs to be doing. And I think you're so fearful because you've gotten your hopes up so many times and just been crushed over and over and over again that you guard yourself a lot and you guard those feelings. And so I didn't want to get too excited because I was just worried that if I did and something happened, and I still feel this way to a certain degree, but if something were to happen, I don't know how I would pick myself up from it. So getting that good news was really, really wonderful. And I'll be honest with you, I think probably about once a day I break down in tears. And they're happy tears. It's just I reflect on the fact that years passed and I just never knew if I was going to ever get this experience. At first you're hopeful and then, you start having doubts and fears, but there comes a point, we were trying for 5 years, there comes a point where you start having to accept the reality that it may never actually happen. And so I had begun that process of acceptance, and this last cycle was sort of our last shot before we pursued adoption. And I think for me, in this moment, I'm just so beyond grateful to be here, and I'm overwhelmed with emotion. I'm overwhelmed with the experience in the best way possible. But it's definitely, I get really emotional thinking about it, and I'm trying to not think too much about it because I'll be a blubbering mess. But yeah, when I reflect on, those years and actually being here and getting to this point, it's quite, I feel very, very fortunate. And I know there are plenty of women out there who are still struggling. So if you're one of them watching this video, I'm so sorry that you're still on that journey, and I hope that it comes to an end for you soon. Stay with it, stick in there. Your time will come. But yeah, anyway, so on the mental, emotional front, I'm doing fantastic, the best I ever have been since finding out we were pregnant. And then in terms of, symptoms, I'm also doing pretty fantastic. I still have my moments of nausea, especially in the mornings if I don't eat right away. Sometimes I'm feeling sleepy or lazy and I push it a little bit. So, if I don't stay on a schedule of eating, that happens. But it's not nearly as bad as it has been, and it subsides as soon as I start eating. And my energy is increasing consistently, and then unfortunately I still have to pee in the middle of the night every night, it seems like. So about 4 o'clock is roughly the time that it generally happens. But ooh, sunlight. But yeah, I wake up at 4 a.m., I go to the washroom, and then I can't fall back asleep. It takes me a while, and then Eric's alarm's usually going off before I've even fallen asleep. So yeah, that's been tough, and it makes the days, even though I have more energy, I'm also so tired just from being up from 4 a.m. Really, not a lot to report. So I guess that's, you know, you're in the second trimester and starting to feel like they say that this is like the best part of pregnancy. So just gonna embrace it. I've been going for walks. I'm gonna try and get, I mentioned this, I'm gonna try and get into prenatal yoga. There was a little stint there where at like 5 o'clock exactly, I was getting nauseous. So there was a not maternal yoga, what's it called? Prenatal yoga at like 5:45, so that just wasn't working out. But I'm hoping to get into that next week. That's my goal. Next week I'm gonna start yoga. So hold me to that. Check in and make sure that I'm doing that. You guys are gonna need to make sure that I tend to be really lazy. I don't know if that's just like, I'm a Taurus. I don't know if it's just that it's a Taurus thing or what, but I can be once you get me out, I love being out and doing things and whatever. It's just getting me off the couch sometimes can be tough. So I need someone to like kick me into gear. Anyway, I don't really have much else to report. We are finalizing a lot of things for the house right now. March Madness is on, which I love and I'm very excited about. I have Kansas winning the bracket. Not that you guys probably care, but go Kansas. And we're just starting to plan to get packed. I'm getting quotes for painters and we're wanting to get our countertops refinished in the new place I'm talking. So there's certain things that I'm starting to get quotes and planning because we want to get those done before we actually move in, especially the painting, just with the fumes and everything, because ideally I'd like to do a good amount, like almost all the house, with the exception of basically like the master suite, and the front entry and half bath have wallpaper, and I'm not going to deal with pulling down the wallpaper and painting right now. So with those exceptions, I ideally would like to paint the whole house. So we'll see. I know that painters can be really expensive. I've gotten quotes up for 5 different people. I love painting and that it's killing me. What do you guys think? I think people have mixed opinions about it, but I don't know. They say that paints these days aren't nearly as toxic, and as long as you have it well ventilated and everything, and you wear a mask and whatever, it's fine to do it when you're pregnant, but a lot of people say no. And when Eric did a little bit of research, he's feeling like he doesn't want to let me paint. But my dad always painted, and so he taught me how to paint and edge and everything. So I actually am a really good house painter, interior house painter. So every single time we painted a room in the past, I've done it. So it's really hard for me to like pay someone else to do it when I know I could just do it myself. But you know, if it means that the baby's going to be healthy, then I have to go with that. So give me your thoughts on that. Anyways, we have our name picked out. We've been doing on Instagram and Facebook little reveals of letters. They're all jumbled, and it includes both the first name and the second name. And we're revealing about one letter roughly a week, and we're gonna let people kind of guess and figure out what they think the name might be. We have so far revealed, the first letter we revealed was M. I just don't want to mess this up. And the second letter that we revealed was an L. So far we have M and we have L. They're in random order. They're somewhere in those two names. Those two letters are somewhere in those two names. So you can go ahead and start guessing if you want to. But I'll continue. If you don't already follow us on social media, the links are below, but you can go ahead and start guessing. But we will be revealing the name as soon as, you know, we've revealed all the letters and everyone's had a chance to kind of play. I'm a big game person, so I always make everything a game. But anyways, oh, and a final note before I go. Kate's Polish won my gender guess, whatever contest. And she follows me on Instagram. I don't know if she also watches my vlogs or not, but she gave up her prize and asked me to supply a woman struggling with infertility with some supplies. So I was really touched by that. She said that, you know, she had some difficulty getting pregnant. She really wanted to kind of pay that forward. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to go about selecting that person or those individuals. I might do multiple people just because I thought it was let's multiply that and make that even better. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to select those individuals, maybe off of my Instagram because I have a big community there, or if you're one such an individual and you watch this and you want to plead your case, go ahead and leave that in the comments. And if you have any ideas for how I should select those individuals, then I'd love to hear from you. But anyways, that's my bump date. Baby's the size of an orange. Don't have much of a belly, but I'm going to show you anyways. Okay, bye guys.